Now, have a look at that. Amazing. That was my medicine cabinet. That was my daily. Only a year ago. That was my daily regimen to try and keep inflammation in my body down, to keep depression down, to keep pain down, and to relieve arthritis and migraines and irritable bowel disease. All of that was me. And for years, I mean, we tried, I mean, I don't have all the pill bottles anymore. We did try many others, but that I've spent the last year getting myself clean from. I will, I'm going to share with you guys, this is Awake and Bake, but it's Awake and Bake with a discussion stemming from a comment yesterday, but also just from life in general. It's time to set things straight. I left pharmaceuticals to save my life 2 years ago because of because of Cipralex. Because of Cipralex, I almost committed suicide. Very, very close to it. It was nothing to do with what was in my life at the time. I had some difficulties, sure, but but it was the pill itself driving me to suicide. Uh, and think about this. Think about this. All those right there, right there, took me a year, one by one, to reduce out of my system and allow a natural medication, cannabis, to take over. As of today, I might as well call it today. I have one more pill of propanolol and one more half pill of Cipralex to take, and I'm pharma free. But you know what? I can forego those last pills and call today Pharma Free Day, January 27th. I'll try to remember that. But the important point here, let's get to a little bit of medicine. I just woke. It's a long day ahead of me, and I've got some pains. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of, this is, if I can get out. That's such a tiny, tiny piece. That's probably a good thing. But this is a lousy thing to grab from. So let me do something different. Sorry, y'all. Pardon me, pardon me. Beg your pardon. But pitter patter. Let's get at it. I got it right. And we got tight. Piece of cheers, my friends. That was BHO. Oh, so beautiful a flavor. Tangerine shatter. Really, really positive stuff. Now back to what we were talking about. Yeah, 2 years ago, I was on all of these, and it was driving me crazy. And these things, almost all of these, have really negative side effects. And two of the effects that were really hurting my relationship at the time was, at least I thought I still had a relationship at the time. I find out now that 2 years ago she was still fooling around with a Russian boyfriend. But I felt that possibly I could save my marriage by getting off the drugs, because the drugs made me asexual. Didn't want it. They also made me emotional. Didn't care about being emotional with anybody. Um, so in an attempt to get rid of these drugs and maybe save my marriage, I made a mistake and I just totally quit one of them. And within 4 days, I found myself in a stupor, an hour and a half outside of town, in the mountains, wanting to drive off a cliff. You don't get that. You don't get that kind of crazy and impossible pain in your mind from marijuana. And if I want to stop it, like I do every second weekend, I stop it. Then I start up again. Some people have said, oh, you can't medicate with your child? Well, then take your other medication. No. Other medication, like propranolol, like Cipralex, like many of the other SSRI inhibitors, all depend on having a buildup in your system. You can't just quit, and you can't just start again. You can't just be a weekend warrior with Cipralex or with propranolol or with Topamax or with Anisette or any of the sets. You can't be a weekend warrior. You either use it or you don't. And it's almost like I'm being told, either go back to all your pharmaceuticals, or we're going to continually harass you until you don't get to see your child anymore. And I'm going to fight that tooth and fucking nail. The other issue I want to bring up, and it's very, very related, is, and I know you didn't mean anything rude by it, but if you have this question, whoever asked it, many others do. How do I afford such wonderful medicine when I talk about how broke I am and how I'm trying to struggle through, and I ask you all for help? I want to attack that. I want to attack it without anger. I did on the comment when he asked it, and he asked it very bluntly. I got angry. I used lots of all capitals in my response, and I shouldn't allow myself to do that. I'm not an angry person. That's why I left pharmaceuticals. I didn't like how angry it made me. I'm looking around for something to smoke while I talk to you. But this pipe's still got some in it from last night. And where was I? Good old medicine starting to kick in. So how do I afford it? Well, let me tell you a few things. The very most important thing is I have gone away from all of that to just this. All of that cost me some money. Because it's a medicine by Health Canada, all of that, through my extended health care, I pay 20% of that. And yet I was paying $250 a month, $300 a month out of my pocket to keep medicated. About $250 to $300. And that was my 20%. Come on, mathematicians, think that over. Think how much Health Canada was paying to keep me medicated. Now, yes, it's costing me about $600 a month. I'd say less, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But even if it was costing me $600 a month, they aren't covering any of it. If I was only paying 20% of that, that would be $120 a month. Much less than what I was paying for my other medicines. And I have the ability with this medicine to stop when I have to because of stupid rules by our government against me raising my child, and start up again. I just need coverage, that's all. But also on the money side, I have this channel for many, many reasons. Because people like this channel. Because people like this channel, and we're not just talking people, we're talking companies. I get sponsored. Some of these sponsorships are very charitable and do not wish to have it advertised. Philanthropy is a wonderful, beautiful thing, and I'm not going to expose who's helping. But people help me get through this. I don't buy everything you see me unbox. Some of it is donations, some of it is because you guys have helped, but it's certainly okay. I spent $20 to replace a broken pipe. $20 that could have gone towards the medicine. Nothing smoke out of it. My bills are low. Yeah, I could put the $20 towards my bills. But I have to, and I really hope that you as followers and you as contributors, if you contribute to keep my channel going, can understand that I'm a pretty smart filler, pretty fart smeller. I've been around a long time. I'm pretty good at making sure that I'm not going to misuse anybody's money. I'm a gentleman first and foremost. And I'm not going to use your contribution to buy a pipe or to buy a pot. Your contribution is going towards keeping this channel going, which can mean a myriad of things, a myriad of things. One of the most important things it's going towards is me getting proper advice so I can get my ex-wife and the lawyer off of me and my channel and get rid of the restrictions for me. So I've got this added expense in my life in trying to keep this going because this means a lot to all of you. It means a lot to me in my future. I do think that someday, might take a couple of years, this might grow enough that I can get an income from it. I don't have any other income. I have my pension income, and I used to have my ex-wife's income. That's what partnerships were about. But she took hers away, and I got all the bills. That's why I'm in the situation I'm in. And if I did not, and I often forego good food for making sure I can buy my medicine, if not for the medicine, this channel wouldn't even be here. And yeah, I could shut it down. It would save me money. It would save me money. I don't pay to have it open, but it costs me money to keep it going and to keep the research and all that. Not much, but people are questioning it. But if I shut down the channel, I can easily say for sure last year over 100 people sent me private messages saying that my channel helped them out of pain, out of difficult situations. I like my channel. I like the feedback. I like how people are enjoying having a place that they can go to and not only learn, but share in the difficulties of this transition of our world into a more peaceful and wonderful and natural place. So I think this was a good wake and bake. I think it's a good day to celebrate because it's Wednesday and I am going over the hump of the pharmaceuticals and I'm just not going to have them anymore. Even though I had one more day that I should have taken some, right tomorrow, I think. I'm just going to call today the Pharma Free Day and move on. I hope that the rest of you can understand my situation a little better now. I hope you all will forgive me when I sometimes get a little bit miffed when my character's called into question. I know that there is just simply curiosities, but I promise you, if anything, character is something that I think is very, very important. And I will live up to being a good person. Always. I'm always honest. Peace, cheers, and harmony. And I'll do a Q&A real soon. And happy free pharma. Peace.